This podcast discusses cannabis and is intended for audiences 21 and over.
Endometriosis is actually a disease that impacts 1 in 10 women worldwide, and yet the treatments for it are just awful. They include surgery, medications that cause even more problems for women. It's just devastating, despite being so common. And so we find that women respond very well to cannabis treatment.
Welcome back to How to Do the Pot. I'm April Pride, and I do the pod. Did you know that cannabis can help with pain related to your period and one of the most common, but mostly not talked about diseases that affects women? You just heard from neuroscientist Dr. Michelle Ross, and I recommend that you listen to the Endo episode of How to Do the Pot for promising ways that cannabis can treat pelvic pain and menstrual cramps, symptoms of endometriosis, and how to best consume cannabis to relieve pain. Visit dothepot.com to subscribe to our email newsletter. And if you like the podcast, How to Do the Pot, please share it with someone and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It helps more people find the show. In April of 2017, I spoke to a very small audience in a very hot basement in New York City about cannabis and, appropriately, sex. A New York University nurse practitioner attended because she was, quote, desperate for information to better understand if and how cannabis could be used to treat women's pelvic pain. Not exactly the topic at hand, but that's exactly the point. There was no information to be found. I decided to dig a little deeper and found some research, which I'll link to in the show notes, and the results were conclusive. The cannabis plant can potentially save women from physical, emotional, mental, and financial pain caused by endometriosis. We've already heard from a handful of women who listened to our episode on this topic after it was shared with them by a friend or a relative. Do you know anyone that has pelvic pain, heavy flow, or unexplained infertility? Please consider sharing the podcast with them and encourage them to listen to the Endo episode of How to Do the Pot.
You know, for a lot of the reproductive issues, whether it's dysmenorrhea, right? So that's menstrual cramps, which is probably one of the most common things that women experience as related to our sex. Dysmenorrhea is due to basically prostaglandin release. As our endometrial tissue breaks down and we have a period, prostaglandins are released to cause uterine contractions and cramping, to cause inflammation. But we know that, for instance, CBD can inhibit the enzyme that creates prostaglandins. So if we can use CBD on somebody who has menstrual cramps, we can often reduce their pain because we're reducing the root cause.
You just heard from Dr. Jessica Knox, who inspired this high five for reducing pelvic pain. Number 1. Talk to your doctor if you experience symptoms of endometriosis, such as debilitating painful periods, pain with sexual intercourse, heavy menstrual flow, and or infertility. Number 2, menstrual cramps are due to prostaglandins, hormone-like substances that moderate contraction and relaxation of muscles, blood vessels, and inflammation. Prostaglandins are released during menstruation, and women with higher levels of prostaglandins may experience severe menstrual cramps, a symptom of endo. Number 3, CBD can inhibit the enzyme that creates prostaglandins. Using CBD on someone who has menstrual cramps can often reduce their pain by reducing the root cause. Number 4, try a CBD oil tincture a few days before your period starts to prevent painful cramps, and use it to replace Midol during your period. Suppositories work fast and effectively for cramps. We like Equilibria, which is a woman-owned CBD brand out of Chicago, and Mellow for suppositories. And I'd like to introduce you to Equilibria CEO and co-founder.
Hi, I'm Coco Mears. My whole career has been focused on women, helping them look and feel their best. I started at L'Oreal and then founded a beauty booking business that was acquired by Groupon. Now, at Equilibria, we trust that women know their own bodies best.
How has listening to and trusting women shaped Equilibria's CBD products and support?
Well, first, we get it. Like a lot of your listeners, All I want is personal and professional balance, which means I'm looking for relief from the physical and emotional stress that comes with a full life. CBD was finally the simple answer for me. Knowing which CBD products to trust and how to use them is not so simple. So we built Equilibria to ensure women are confident in choosing and using our CBD products. Equilibria is vertically integrated. We are partial owners in the farm that provides the hemp for our formulations, and we provide one-on-one consultations with our dosage specialists for anyone who buys a product from us.
Are you confident you chose the right CBD product and that you're using it right? Equilibria's CBD products ship to all 50 states. So visit their website, myeq.com, that's myeq.com, and use promo code DOTHEPOT for 15% off your purchase. Number 5, pain with sex is a common symptom of endo. Try Weed Lube, aka intimate serums, which are available in hemp CBD-only versions for sale online and THC products for sale in licensed dispensaries. A CBD product that we like that can ship throughout the U.S. is Quim. In every newsletter, we offer 3 cannabis strains that we think you'll like. This week, we hope you find relief from these strains to help with period pain. Medicine Woman, which was pollinated specifically for pain relief, and it's a muscle relaxant that offers a clear-headed high. Charlotte's Web is non-psychoactive. It has notable anti-inflammatory properties. It's a 15 to 20, depending on the genetics, CBD THC strain, and it soothes anxiety and stress. Blackberry Kush, you're definitely going to get couch lock and probably dry mouth, and you're going to get really hungry, but your mood's going to be great, and you can think of this as like the Anaprox of weed. Here are 3 podcasts that Ellen and I love and we'd like to share with you. I like Speaking of Sex, which is hosted by The Pleasure Mechanics. It's a weekly podcast that covers quite candid conversations about sexuality, including painful intercourse. Ellen likes Tight-Lipped, which is hosted by Noah Fleischiger, a storytelling podcast that makes public what is often thought of as private pain. And to do the pot, we recommend that you listen to the Cycle Endometriosis podcast. Host Melissa Boudreau talks with Ellen about cannabis and endometriosis. Thank you for listening to this audio newsletter. Let us know what you think. Find us on Instagram at Do The Pot, and you can follow me at April Pride. And for lots more information and past episodes, visit dothepot.com. Thanks to my co-founder, Ellen Scanlon, Maddie Fair, our marketing manager, and our producer, Nick Patry. I'm April Pride, and we'll be back soon with more of How to Do the Pot.